Recording. We are recording this evening, just to let you know. We will be sending a recording onto you after the event, so that you can look back and listen again to any of the information that we're giving you this evening. So yes, I was saying this is the first in our series of webinars. We do have our full open evening on the 15th of October. And so all the details you can find on our website in the admissions section. There's lots of detail about the webinars, but also about the open evening. And we're able to offer private visits to the college that you're able to book in with the admissions team. They'd be delighted to show you around. And also taster days for any students who are interested. So please do contact the admissions team with any of those bookings. So the programme for tonight is for us to introduce DLD College to you and to talk through the admissions processes. Now, we've got the added bonus that our principal Irfan Latif is happy to join us this evening. So he would like to say a few words at the start of the evening. And then we'll hand over to Ben, who's our head of admissions, and he is going to talk you through all the admissions processes and give you a brief intro to the school. And then there's the opportunity for you all to join in to a question and answer session. So if you use the chat or the Q&A function at the bottom of the screen, I'm happy to pose those questions for you at the end, and yeah, let us know if there's anything specific that you need. So as it's now 6:35, I'll hand over to Ben and we'll speak to you later. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us again. I'd like to echo what Rachel said. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you here, and thank you very much for taking your time out this evening to join us. As Rachel mentioned, we're fortunate enough to have our principal with us this evening. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Irfan Latif to say a few words. Irfan?
Thank you very much, Ben, and thank you very much, Rachel. They are our admissions team and marketing team, so do please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. But this is our first webinar, and I welcome you all here. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to spend the evening with us. It won't be the whole evening, don't worry. I've been told I have to be brief, so I will just speak to you briefly and then hand you back to Ben and Rachel. Here at DLD College, we were founded back in 1931 by Messrs. Davis, Lang and Dick to provide tutoring for Oxbridge and for the Colonial Service exams. And although much has changed in education over the past 90 odd years, our vision and fundamental mission of helping individual students achieve their potential has remained the same throughout. Preparing young people for a digital revolution and a fast-changing jobs market is what we are doing here. DLD, as you know, is situated in the heart of this great city, right opposite the heart of government, where London is our classroom. We offer a variety of qualifications here at DLD, namely GCSE, A-Level, BTEC and the IFP, the International Foundation Programme. And this year our results were exemplary. We achieved some 85% A-star to C at A-Level, 99% in the IFP, a 100% in the BTEC, and a staggering 94%, 9 to 4 in our GCSE results. My hat's off to all the students and of course to our staff who ensured that our students did as best as they could this summer. But it's not all about results. For me, it's about making sure that your son or daughter or both are happy here. That's the most important thing for me. We've been very, very fortunate that being here right in the heart of London gives us so many opportunities. We have St Thomas's just across the road, hospital. We have the Evelina Children's Hospital. So we've done a lot of work with them. During the pandemic, we worked very, very closely with the NHS, as did our students, and we became a beacon of hope for the many millions of Londoners here when we displayed the thousands of NHS posters that came in to us. So we displayed those for all of London to see. And that was an idea which was promulgated by our students. Our students here essentially run the college. We listen to what they have to say so that we can make the experience for them as the best possible one for them. Here at DLD, we've been able to look at how we can ensure that the well-being and the mental health of our students is at the best it can be. So we've focused on that. The children are at the heart of everything that we do. And the Wellbeing Centre, award-winning by the way, is at the heart of everything that we do. We have a head of wellbeing, we have the college nurse, we have the college counsellor, we have our head of co-curricular, and of course our student services, and all of those coordinate so that we can look after the mental health of our students. All our tutors are mental health first aid trained as well, so that they can deal with any pastoral issues that come up. We know it's difficult looking after teenagers, and I'm sure you do as well. But we have all the tools here at our disposal to ensure that your sons and daughters have a fantastic time here. What we're doing is removing all the barriers to learning so that they can learn and achieve to their potential. This year, we saw many of our students go on to university. Remember, university is not for everybody, but for those who chose to go to university, we had loads going off to places like UCL, LSE, King's, my alma mater, and Oxford as well. And we also have a number of students who go off to abroad as well. So we've had a number go off to NYU in New York, Miami, and we've also had someone pick up an internship at Harvard as well. So we're very, very fortunate with the caliber of student who comes here, and of course with the quality of care that we have. We had our ISI inspection recently. When I say recently, back in October 2019, seems like ages ago, but it's only a few months ago. And we were rated excellent. So that hopefully will give you some comfort that an outside organisation has given us an excellent judgment in terms of our care and in terms of the academic provision that we provide our students. Also, we had the Good Schools Guide come in, and this is what they said about DLD. A friendly, relaxed place with excellent pastoral care, attentive teaching, and high aspirations for all. It stands out against the competition. And that was the Good Schools Guide who came in and had a look around and spoke to students, spoke to parents, spoke to staff about what we're doing. So here at DLD, it's a fun place to be. We're innovative, we're forward thinking. Last year we were nominated for and shortlisted for Independent School of the Year for our work, innovative work on wellbeing. We also picked up an award for for Boarding School of the Year, so we were nominated for that. And this year, and this is unheard of, we've been nominated and have become finalists for Boarding School of the Year again. So I'm very, very proud of that accolade. And we've also been nominated and shortlisted and become finalists for Student Experience as well. So Independent School of the Year for Student Experience, which essentially verifies what ISI, the Independent School Inspectorate, said about us. So we've received all of these accolades, and I urge you, do come and have a look. The rhetoric actually does meet the reality. We are a creative place here. We're creative both in our curriculum, creative in our care, but also creative in the sense that we allow our students the freedom to be who they are. We don't wear ties. It's the first time in 25 years of teaching I haven't worn a tie, and it's quite liberating. So I don't have to go around telling people about their uniform. What I do have is conversations about how are they, and how's their chemistry going, and what are their aspirations. And so we can focus right on your students and your children, so we can then ensure that they have the best possible experience here. Do please come and have a look around. Yes, I know there are COVID measures in place, and I must admit that our students, staff, and parents who've come to visit have taken this very, very seriously, as we are, to make sure that DLD is a very safe and secure place to live, learn, and to enjoy. But more importantly, do please do come and have a look around. You'll get to meet me in person. I'd love to meet you in person as well. And for your sons and daughters to have a look around the place, meet with staff, have a chat with our students, of course, socially distanced, and to hopefully make sure that this is the right place for you. Again, I'm heartened by the fact that you've taken time out this evening to be with us. And I hope that after looking around a whole to do that, I do hope that DLD is still on your list when you discuss with your son or daughter around the dinner table. But I hope that this has given you a bit of an idea and a bit of a flavour of what we are about. Our three values of tolerance, respect and kindness permeates through everything that we do. And those are the three central tenets that represent our school as a contemporary, enterprising and creative learning community and a home. Thank you very much for giving me the time for me to come into your living rooms as well. And I wish you all the best. And I'll now hand you over to Ben and Rachel. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you very much, Irfan. So over to me now. My name is Ben and I am the Head of Admissions here at DLD. Part of my role is showing students and prospective students and parents around the college, which in the last 6 months I've done less than I would like to. It's absolutely my favourite part of the job. But also I'm in charge of the application process, and students that apply with us and then follow their journey through to actually arriving spend a lot of time talking to me before they arrive and receive a lot of information prior to arrival from me. So what I'm going to do today is give you a very brief overview of the college and what it has to offer from the facilities perspective, the location, where we are and what we do. And then I'm going to go through our very simple application process. Now, I'm not going to go into lots of depth about what the college has to offer, because we would really urge you to come and visit us. Like Irfan said, we are open. It's business as usual in terms of students in the college, and we would urge you to come and see us. Now, I know some of the prospective parents and students on here are overseas at the moment. If things change and you're able to get over here anytime soon, then we'd love to welcome you in. But if you can't, then there's things we can do. So I can arrange various meetings with teachers via webinars such as this, or via Teams, any platform you wish. And we can make sure that you do connect with those staff and really understand the college if you are interested in applying. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to go through my presentation with you. So bear with me just a second. Okay. Okay, so the application process for 2021, and I'm so pleased to be talking about 2021 rather than 2020 now. As Irfan mentioned, the red circle you can see on the screen here, that is the college, and over in the left-hand corner you can see the Houses of Parliament, and you may be familiar with the London Eye as well, which is over in the top left-hand corner here. That is how central we are to London, and as Irfan said, London is very much our space, and it's for you to experience. St Thomas's Hospital is just down here as well, and this is the building as it is. It's a beautiful building, and this picture doesn't represent how it looked just a few months ago when we had all of those rainbow pictures around the building. There were over 3,000 rainbow pictures displayed on our building, which represented our National Health Service. It's something, as Irfan mentioned, we're extremely proud of, and the students are proud of it themselves as well. This building itself, it's the whole college, but 3 floors of the college are actually the college, and the 15 floors above are our boarding. So everything is self-contained in the building. Here you can see our atrium, and if you're able to come and visit, or when you come and visit, the first thing you walk into is our atrium, and it's really it's an amazing space, and it's what we use for various group activities such as assemblies, and there's various activities going on throughout the year. For example, when we had Book Week, we had a publisher in. We did an event around Black Lives Matters, and that all gets displayed in the atrium. You can see the flags around the atrium here, and they represent all the different nationalities we have at the college. So this year we've got 53 different nationalities at the college. Our number 1 nationality is British domestic students, but we are a very diverse community, and we feel it's a really, really beneficial thing for all students to be able to meet different people from all around the world. In the background there is our global kitchen. Now, I couldn't possibly do a webinar without mentioning our global kitchen, because it's my favourite part of the building. We offer some really fantastic meals at the college. If you're a boarder, it's included in your fees, and you get your breakfast, lunch and dinner. It's always different day after day, and your lunch is never the same as your dinner. So you get a really nice, healthy, balanced diet. And if you're a day student, then of course you are welcome to eat all meals, and it's heavily subsidized. So like I say, I couldn't possibly do this webinar without mentioning the food. Now, when you walk around the college, it can be a little bit daunting at first, because we are, as you can see from the pictures, it's round, but it's really easy to navigate because all of the different areas are branded. You can see this is the mathematics area. Now, in terms of classrooms, we have our average class size is around 8 to 10 students, depending on which subject you're going to study. And we never have more than 15 in a class. I believe that's actually been reduced because obviously we take the COVID measures very seriously. So I think there's a maximum of around 11 students per class now. And then this is our outdoor space. We're very fortunate to have our own outdoor space at the college, and this you can't really see it too well in this picture, but we have a brand new multi-surface pitch outside, which was created over lockdown. And I think this picture is important because it highlights that it's not just about the academics at DLD. We have various co-curricular activities from sports, music, drama, robotics, yoga. There's so many different things that students can participate in, and it changes every year. And the reason it changes every year is because we as a college listen to the students. And if a student has a particular interest in something that doesn't appear as a subject on our list, then students can, if there's enough interest, we can create those activities for those students and garner interest that way. So I think that's something that's really important about DLD, is that the students are at the heart of everything we do. Now, I'd like to take you through our application process. It's very, very simple. We have the application stage, then you will have a discussion or interview. We call it an interview, but actually it's more of an opportunity for you to find out more about the college and for us to find out about you. Then there is the offer stage, and then acceptance. And I'll go through these stages in a little more detail. So for the application stage, all we require is that you complete and return the application form with a copy of your passport and your latest school report of predicted grades. The reason why we ask for that is because we want to know what you want to study, but also to see how you've progressed and how you're achieving at your current school. And the reason for that is because we move on to the interview stage, which, as I mentioned, is a discussion. Now, this is a really important stage of the application process for us, because we find that some students have a really clear idea of exactly what they want to do at A-levels or IFP or BTEC or GCSEs. But actually, as part of that discussion, it's a really good way of our team, our senior team, to advise the students about their best path. Quite often there'll be instances where a student would really like to do maths, but it's not going to work for what they want to do at university. So it's a way of really advising the prospective students as well about where they can go with their studies and make sure that they achieve their aspirations. And it's also a chance for the students to find out a bit more about the college as well. So I'm often asked, what do I need to prepare? Well, I think you need to prepare questions to ask, and I think you need to just be yourself, because we want to find out a bit more about you as a person. It's not a formal interview, it's a very informal atmosphere within that interview, just 30 minutes. And like I say, we just want you to be yourself. And then once you've had the interview, you will receive an offer within 24 hours. You can review that offer, and then if you want to join us, then we follow the acceptance stage. And to confirm your place, we need the return of the acceptance letter, which is attached to the offer, and a confirmation of our deposit and registration fee that has been paid. Now, if you were to do that in the next month, then it doesn't mean you're not going to hear from us for the next year before you join us. We will add you to our mailing list, so you'll receive our From the Principal on a weekly basis, and that is our words and thoughts from Irfan, who you just met, and some news about the college, so you can really start engaging with the college and understand what the college is about. And you'll also receive access to your student welcome portal, which has videos from teachers, it has reading lists, it has the letter from the principal, and it has our student handbook. So you have plenty of time to prepare and get excited about joining the college. Okay. So it's really, really simple. And I think when I'm talking about the application process, I do want to make sure it's very clear that it is simple, but there are other things within that. Now, we are a fee-paying college, and we understand that you are going to look at other schools, and we, as Irfan mentioned, we urge you to do so. But to make sure that you're making the right decision, there's other things we can do in between. So I've mentioned coming in for a tour. I've mentioned taster days. So we can set you up to come into the college and have a full taster day of the subjects you're interested in. In fact, I've had it today. We've had a student who wishes to do psychology, history and politics, and they're going to come in for a taster day, have one lesson of each, and they'll be buddied up with another student who's doing similar subjects, have lunch with them, find out a bit more about the college. And I think that's a really good way of understanding more about the college, is actually meeting the students. You can listen to me all day long, but it's the students that have that knowledge and that understanding and are really experiencing that day-to-day student life. We can also arrange Teams meetings or Zoom meetings or Skype meetings with teachers, so you can find out a bit more in depth on the courses as well. And again, I think that's really important. You want to know what the syllabus is going to what the syllabus is going to be, and how you can potentially fit into that syllabus, and how you're going to study over those 2 years. And it's good to have that connection with those teachers as well. And I'd like to mention that we also do offer scholarships. So we will be holding a scholarship day in January, and we invite you to apply. Scholarships are awarded not only for academic achievements, but also where we see potential. And scholarships go across all of our subjects, but also our teams as well in sports, music, drama ability, and we're very open to inviting you for that scholarship assessment, and we urge you to do so. So very simple process, but there's many things we can do in between. And then finally, as Rachel mentioned right at the start, this is the first episode in a series of webinars that we're holding. And there are some other key dates here of other webinars that we will be holding over the next coming weeks, right up through till Christmas. So next Thursday, we have Academic Choices, which is held with our Vice Principal Academic, Mary Doe, and our Assistant Principal, John. They will talk you through all the different courses that we offer here, and that's going across A-levels, BTEC, IFP, and a little on GCSEs as well, although we do have a specific webinar for that. And then we have our scholarships webinar with Shoaib Ali. So he runs our leadership program here at DLD, which is a specific program called the Alpha Scholar Program. That is a very unique scholarship program, which Shoaib will talk to you about in a lot more detail. And we offer that aside from the standard academic scholarships and sports scholarships at the college. Then we have our big event, our virtual open evening, which everyone's looking forward to. And we'd love you to join us that evening. You'll get to hear from a multitude of people, and there will also be a Q&A that evening as well. We have our assistant principal for lower school, Gareth, discussing GCSEs on the 3rd of November. And then if you're really interested in the boarding side, as I mentioned, we have 15 floors of boarding above the college, which is 249 rooms. We have James Kidd, who is our Vice Principal for Boarding, who will talk to you about the experience of living in boarding. And then, as Irfan mentioned, wellbeing is very, very important at the college, and we'll be holding our wellbeing talk with Thomas Howcroft, who is our Vice Principal, as well as our Head of Wellbeing, Mark Johnson, our Head of CCAs, Sean Gallagher, who CCAs are the co-curricular activities, so he runs all the sporting events and organises all the other events we have, and our Head of SEN, Charlie Pinnell. And then last, but certainly not least, and it's certainly saving the best for last, I've done one of these webinars before in the summer with our Student Council. Our Student Council are an absolute delight to hear from, and they will give you the honest opinion of what it's like to be at the college and the benefits that they found of studying at DLD. So I really do hope you can join us for those other webinars as well. And now I'd like to open up some questions from you. So do we have any questions, Rachel?
Yes, we do. There's somebody who has asked if you could give us an idea of what an average school day is like.
Okay, so if you are studying GCSEs, then you have a very packed day. And if you're studying A-levels, BTEC or IFP, you will have some free periods within that. But those free periods are there to use for study. And it's very clear that you should be spending as much time outside of lessons studying as you do in lessons. So the actual day itself will start at 8:50 in the morning and it goes through till 4:55 in the afternoon. That's 11 periods. And if you're studying A-levels, you'll do 4 double periods of each subject per week. A double period is 1 hour, 20 minutes. So I won't do the maths now, but I'm sure you can, and work out how much additional study you should do outside of your classes as well. So outside of that as well, you will also have a personal tutor, and you will meet with your personal tutor for registration on a daily basis, but you'll also have a session with them once a week. And the personal tutor is really important to you as well, because it's an extra level of support for you where you can discuss any concerns you have about your studies, or if you want to say anything particularly nice about a teacher, but you don't want to say it to their face and you want to just talk through your personal tutor, that's something you can do as well. So it's an opportunity for you to feedback and for the personal tutor to find out how things are going with you as well.
Thanks.
And of course, we have a whole range of co-curricular activities as well, which can take place at lunchtime and after school, and a whole load of academic societies as well. We want to ensure that the students have the best experience here, as I've said, and we want to ensure that we open their minds because some of them are quite unsure about what to do, whether to go to university, whether to take an internship, whether to go into the world of work. And so we want to give them as many opportunities as possible in order to find out a bit more about themselves, put them into something that they haven't tried before, so that they could, develop some resilience, develop character at the same time, and hopefully find something that they really, really enjoy. This half term, we've got our D of E group of students off camping, of course, social distance. Hopefully they'll enjoy that as well. And we also have football teams, we have netball teams as well. We also have a swimming pool, which is underneath here in the underground of the of school. And of course we have, as Ben has said, London is our classroom. So there's plenty of opportunity to do sport in and around the place. There's theatre visits, drama workshops, etc. when they're available. But that's what we have been doing in the past, and we're looking at ways now in which we can continue offering our very broad co-curricular programme in light of COVID, as I'm sure many schools are doing at the moment.
Thank you. So a couple of questions about scholarships, as well as one that's just come in about fees. So for the fees, do we know whether next year's fees will stay the same as this year's? Is there any indication as to what will happen with those? And then for scholarships, do those apply to boarding as well as tuition for the day students? So can you get scholarships?
Okay, so for fees for next year, I don't believe they've been determined, but if there is an increase, it will be an incremental one. And in terms of scholarships, it's for tuition only. So there are no scholarships for the boarding.
Okay, and one more, just somebody's actually resident in the UK but has South African citizenship. So do they fall into domestic or do they fall into international?
They will be international fees, but as I say, we do have scholarships available, and we would urge you to apply.
So following on from the co-curricular activities, somebody's said that they have, they're very interested in a particular hobby. So how could DLD help them with that?
Well, we can. Do you want me to say that, Ben? Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much. As I said, you know, we are a very contemporary and entrepreneurial place, very creative. And we've had students who have come up to us and said, look, we don't have that particular society or that particular club. Can we start one off? And that gives them a little project to start to organise and start to look at budgeting, looking at number of people who attend, when it happens, all of that. So all the organisation takes place for that. So, for example, it was the students who wrote to the MPs in order that we could have our graduation ceremony at the House of Commons. We're the only school in the country to have been able to do that, and we were doing that 2 years in a row before COVID hit us, and that was all down to the students. We have a DJ society, and that is done by the students. So all the kit from Music Tech is brought out, and they then do their DJing skills. So there's lots and lots of areas here that we can explore, and if we have the resources and we have people who are willing to commit their time, then by all means we're very, very happy to support the students in any of the projects or any of the societies or clubs that they wish to introduce here at DLD.
That's great, because somebody else has asked, do we offer sport? Yes,
we do, and of course we have football here at the school, and of course we have netball as well. And of course we also do things like horse riding, and there are a number of students who do that at the weekends, and as a result continue with their commitment to their club sports and things like that. So we have Archbishop's Park, which is just down the road from us, so we hire out their facilities at no cost to you, of course, and we then practice and then host some of our matches and fixtures there. But at the moment with COVID, that is all under review, but we do have sports here at DLD, and we also do basketball and volleyball as well.
And just to add, Irfan mentioned the swimming pool, which I can't believe I forgot, but we've got a gym downstairs as well, which has a studio with boxing, and it's also where our yoga co-curricular activity takes place too. So plenty on offer.
A couple of admissions queries. Do you have minimum grade requirements?
Yes, so for A-levels, we would ask for a minimum of level 5, 5 level 5s at GCSEs, However, if you're planning to study a particular subject such as maths or one of the sciences, we would expect a higher grade, so a minimum 7 for one of those subjects. The reason is that we want you to succeed, and there's a massive jump between GCSEs and A-levels in maths and sciences. Nevertheless, if you weren't to quite get the grade, then we would of course consider you, and we would work with you to see what we can do to give you that extra level of support. You know, sometimes students have more challenging years due to something that may be going on in their personal life. It doesn't mean we're going to turn you away because of some numbers on a piece of paper. We will talk to you and we will advise you the best way forward.
Thank you, Ben. And then could you tell us when closing dates for applications are?
There is no specified closing date. However, some of our subjects are particularly popular, and we would urge you to apply early to secure your place effectively. And, you know, especially if you are looking to go down the scholarship route, we have our scholarship day in January. So we would expect you to be partway through the application stage by then. So it's best to apply as soon as possible, I would say.
Well, unless there's any further questions from our attendees this evening, I think we may have finished. Are there any more questions from anybody that anybody would like to ask? I'm just looking at the Q&A or the chat function. No, it doesn't look like it. So, well, I'd like to thank you all for coming this evening. I do hope you found it useful, and as I said, we will send you the recording. And any questions, you've now met Irfan, you've met Ben, you've met myself, so please don't hesitate to get in contact with any of us, and we'd be more than happy to help. Oh, it looks like I might have one more question. Do I need to translate my grades to the British grade system from my country?
That would be helpful. And I'm sure you'll give us the best possible grades, but no problem at all. You know, we've had students, as we know, we have 57 different varieties here, just like a tin of beans. And of course, we have all sorts of qualifications coming through, and our admissions team are experts in making sure that those grades align with what we're looking for here. You know, we want you to come here and enjoy yourself, and that love of learning is so important. So if you haven't quite made the grades, you know, we'll look at an alternative pathway for you to come here and then make sure that you get to where you want to go, whether that be university, whether it be the world of work, or whether it be an internship. We're here to help you, guide you, and support you on your academic and pastoral journey.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good evening, everybody, and thanks again for joining us. Take care. Bye now.
Thank you very much. We look forward to meeting you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for giving up your time. We look forward to seeing you at the next webinars. Take care now. Bye.